What NFT were you guys just talking about?
Wild Tangs.
Wild Tangs?
Wild Tangs.
It might be quite helpful for Jam Jam as well.
He was interested, he's very, vocal in his Discord. I was just shooting the breeze in there, and he was immediately like, I was just, sharing, I might do like a 1,000 drops for like my community as a small little thing or something like that. I was talking about us.
Yeah.
He was like, well, you'd be interested in our. We have 2 mint machines, and he was like explaining a bunch of that to us or to me, and then I don't know. He said there's a bunch of like FAQs and tutorials in there, and then mainly through YouTube, like video guides through his YouTube channel. But
even fucking coming.
Yes.
Have you seen those games, John? I gotta say, I would have freaking minted if I knew, man. They were 30. They cost only 30.
Hindsight doesn't mean
I can't move. It was making me.
With these and the low count volume and then what they're building and then clumsies, it's like when I see things, I get I feel way ahead of time. And then when it actually hits and I don't pull the trigger, I'm like,
cicadas.
Crap.
Oh my god, there was one inches away from me and I was
knocking the door. I see this happening with these guys and the developers, and then there's signal after signal. This tells me we should look into it, especially for. I just wish I knew more about the technical side and why and
Oh my god, it was 4 inches away.
Why is it so expensive to mint through NFT Maker.io, or is it how good are the tools really with Wild Tangs for it to be free? And if you just own the NFT, then it's free. So
yeah, definitely do.
Okay, babe.
Digging. I saw that. Yeah, some of it's on Squarespace, which I thought was quite interesting. But yeah.
Just individual groups can do a lot with just one. And so projects I want to 20, dude. 10K. Being able to just spit out a 10K project on the Cardano blockchain forever. They can do IPFS and on-chain. I was asking about on-chain NFTs earlier. It was like, well, technically, yes. Not at the moment. But if we talked about it, I could make it happen. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Jam, just let us know when you're ready with your Twitch stream and everything.
Twitch stream is good.
But if we just
Noah's here.
I'm like,
what's up? Yeah.
Probably a little too hyped. One of these things.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's knock this out. Wild Tangs. That's Ape derivatives never fail. Okay. What are we at? Let's go. Let's do this. We'll give it a few more minutes before we officially start. But hello, Twitch world. Hello. What's this thing? Can you guys hear me? Hello, Discorders. It sounds like the actual word quarters. Yep, welcome. It's a great Saturday. Today we're gonna have a nice and short and sweet class. I'm not gonna Okay, thank you for the sound check confirmation. I'm not gonna go super deep into all the nuances of pixel arting today. We're just gonna have some fun. We are gonna make a little mushroom house, as you can see behind me. It just so happened to be that, but by request of the lovely Mushroom Mob, we're doing a piece related to the mythical mushroom, right? And so that's their new service, and you might as well say it's utility for the project because it allows holders of the Mushroom Mob to gain access to oh my god, it's right on the tip of my tongue, to people who are like holistic healers, people like myself, yoga teachers, meditation teachers, all types of folks who are helping out your well-being. So hold on, let me share my screen on the Discord so everything's in sync. Bam. All right, what's up? Okay, cool. Thank you for the Twitch management. Okay, so can everyone see my screen? Um, yeah, if everyone can see my screen, that's great. And if you can't see my screen, let me know ASAP. Okay, he's good over there. Now, if I forget something or seem loopy, yo, I've been up since 6 a.m. and it's 10:30 now, so I've just been going and talking and running classes and stuff all day. So don't fret. I'm still here. I'm still in a creative mode. I'm at an 8 out of 10 right now. So it's all good. Now, we have been discussing in our last classes how to create some pixel art and how to use colors, how to use lines, how to combine those two for some awesome effects, how to just use certain colors so that certain things pop and other things don't pop, right? And that's a crucial step for creating work. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to kind of take those principles and smush them all together right now as we create our own little mushroom house. Now, um, what I mean by that is we're going to start with the grayscale, right? So we didn't really play with grayscale too much in the last class, but we played with our tonality, right? So going from the lightest color all the way to the darkest color. So from something up here on the screen and then picking a middle color and then having finally a darker color, right? And so just playing with those values, not only with black and white, but with blues, with greens, with yellows, what have you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use this simple method in order to create our own little mushroom house and have it be on point with the values, right? So in the values, I mean by like how dark is something compared to how light something is next to it. Now, this is important because as we look at art and as we gauge stuff visually, it's important to have that contrast because you don't want all your images to like be washed out or um, be what's the word, just looking muddy. You know what I mean? Like the colors aren't distinct between each other. Like you can't tell a light brown between a light pink. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're avoiding right now, and we're also leaning towards clarity. So with all art, it's very important that clarity is right. Totally dull work. You want to have that. Thank you, Dr. Mello. You don't want to have that. You want to have some clarity. You want to have, when people look at your work, you want them to look deeper into it. You don't want them to look confused at it. So that's what we're going to work on today. So let's go to pixelart.com, or if you're using your own pixel program, Go ahead and load that up. Right now, I'm just in any old canvas size. It doesn't matter. You don't want to be too big right now. This size is 100 by 100 pixels, and that's plenty of space for us right now. So, okay, before we go into things, I know someone probably gonna watch this in the future. So, my name's Jam Jam. I'm a pixel artist. I'm a visual artist. I'm an illustrator. I do all types of stuff. But on the weekends, I like to hang out with my fam and teach them how to make some awesome pixelated creations. Pixel art is a age old technique for representing images and sprites, as they're called, in video games, in animations, and all types of applications, right? User interface for websites. Pixel art is the genesis, if you will, of kind of digital art beyond I don't know what graphic design, but either way, it's like since the 80s, it's been used in video games again and again, and has been upscaled and upgraded not only from like low resolution and low polygon counts, right? So the lower the polygon, the more like blocky something looks. Now, as time has gone by, 3D computing software and technology has advanced. We're already in augmented reality, virtual reality, experimental realities, right? There's all types of different ways, but they're made up of pixels. And so, bringing it back to the most basic form of this art form and this medium, I like to work in this manner that is more like on a video game, like user interface kind of style design, because I think it's just really appealing for me. I grew up in that era of generically like kind of low polygon video games such as Zelda, Mortal Kombat. That was kind of where I came into the video game mix, and yeah, it's been a journey. But I've only been doing this for about half a year now, and but I've been illustrating my whole life, so that's a little bit about pixel art. I love it. I think it's fun. A lot of good cuteness to it. I mean, and then too, another thing I was realizing is that pixel art isn't just digital. I don't know if you've ever been to a rave or been to um, just seen somebody. They will take the beads. It's called perler beads. They'll take the beads. They'll line them on a grid. Then you hit it with an iron, right? A clothes iron. Make it hot. Melt the beads together, and it creates an image in that pixelated format. Another way that I've observed pixel art being used, but not in a digital form, is with embroidery, right? And so I was at a Chinese restaurant the other day getting some awesome General Tso's chicken. Totally filled me up. It was actually great. I ate too much, but whatever. It was delicious at the time. So what I saw was in the restaurant there was this beautiful picture of like I don't know who it was. Maybe we'll just call it a general or something like that from like the 1600s era of China, and it was an embroidery piece, right? It was like each little square had its own like thread amount, and then there was like different levels of colors that stepped up and stepped down, and it was really beautiful. And I was like, man, these Chinese folks been doing pixel art for a long time, right? But it's not even I don't even know like if they would classify it as that. But from my perspective, it totally is. It's a square by square composition, and I think it's beautiful. Also, mosaics are that same type of vibe, right? So when we think about pixel art, it's not as fresh and as new as a lot of Oh, someone says they have an embroidery machine. It's not as fresh and as new as as you may think, right? This is a kind of an ancient technique, if you will. And now we're just appropriating it for our tools, for our era, and having some fun with it, right? I like to make silly, goofy art, and I think the world needs it. So, just a brief pixel art history. Any questions? We got any questions? Any thoughts? I'm about to dive right in. All right, cool. No questions, no thoughts. Actually, my man Dr. Mello said he is down to embroider one of my pieces. So, that could be utility in my future NFT. Who knows? Or we could just do it off the rip. Either way, let's just have some fun. Let's make some pixels. Now, we're at pixelart.com. Again, to start a new drawing, you're just going to hit that. Oh, man, I can make this bigger. Well, bam. Start a new drawing. Okay, that looks pretty cool in the Twitch stream. Up at the top, right in the menu bar, go ahead and hit new. And then right now, let's go for like 200 by 200 because I just want to play around a little bit. So 200 pixels by 200 pixels, right? And then from there, I'm just going to click new drawing. Bam. Is it okay to clear that drawing? Yes, it is. Now, I got this pretty big canvas. I don't need all of it right now. Let's just pick the square tool over here on the left side. Again, this left side is going to be our toolbar. Right side is going to be our layers and our colors and our layer moving around bar, as well as our layer options tabs. We'll get into those as we need them. Right now, though, I want y'all to grab the square tool. It doesn't matter what color you're using, but the color's down here, right next to this white. And just make a nice big old square. Make two, actually. Actually, no. Make three. Yeah. So we got one big one and then two smaller ones. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a nice dark gray and we're going to fill in that top square. Then I'm going to grab a lighter gray and I'm filling in one of the bottom squares. Is that the same gray? Or no? No, they just look very similar. Okay. And then I'm going to grab even one more lighter gray and I'm going to fill that last one in. Now, I got that. Let's just warm it up some. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our black. And I'm just going to pick a circle here. Who's that? Ashi, what's up? Welcome. So, if you're following along, we got 3 squares on a 200 by 200 pixel canvas, and we're filling them in with slightly different shades of gray. Right, the top one's the darkest gray, one of the bottom ones light, another one of the bottom ones really light, much more lighter. So you can rotate these as you need to, whichever one you feel best. But once you got these squares in here, I want you to go ahead and pick the circle tool, and then we're just going to draw some circles. You can overlap them. Good. Now, let's draw some circles in the other one. And it's always good to just warm up before you start making art, right? I've learned that. Like, because sometimes you can be like, oh, I really want to make some art. And you, like, jump right into it. And it just doesn't work out the way you want it to. So, it's always good to just kind of try your hand, get used to the tools, get used to the mechanics of clicking around, and get used to the workspace and the idea of what you're doing at all, right? You're working with pixels here, so might as well work some pixels before you like dedicate and commit yourself. It's like a trial session, if you will, but you already know that, hey, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna make something cool. All right, so I'm gonna fill in this last one. Bam. Now, a lot of artists do this. They're going to come in and they're going to start to sketch things out. Now, what I want you to do here is using your pencil tool and using just a nice green. It doesn't matter. A nice bright color. Something just nice and bright. I just want you to do... Whoa, why is my brush doing that? That's so weird. That's literally super weird. But I'm not going to trip about it. Okay, so... Dude, no. Okay, let's undo that. Make a new layer. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make connectors. Connectors between these circles. All right. Just up and down. And this is just, again, just warming up our arms, warming up our hands. I'm not really creating anything specific. If it comes into something, that's awesome. If it doesn't ever, that's cool too. It's not for that. It's strictly for practice. So now with this light green on top of these circles, it kind of looks like electricity. I like it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on over, grab a different color, and then I'm going to play around. Bruh, I have no clue why it's doing this. I'm not a fan. Now, if your pencil is actually being chill and not giving you two colors, as you see here, like this blue-orange, then that's great. Keep on working it. But I want you to just like play around with making shapes on the inside, play around with making shapes on the outside. And right now, outside of the original circles, I'm not using the circle shape or the square shape. I'm just using my hand and my mouse. Now, if you need to use the circle shape for this, for whatever reason, go for it. Please go for it. I want you to be comfortable and understand like what works best for you. And this is a big part of that. And so again, I'm just going to connect these circles in a fun way. This way, it's kind of like it's like one of those clothes dryer vents or any other type of vent that has a like crinkle on it. All right, so it goes in between them, and then it comes out and touches my circles. Now I'm gonna switch over to one last color. This time I'm gonna go to pink. And then I'm gonna run some trivia real quick, because I'm still about that life. And if you submit your art to the Discord, you have a chance to win. What do you win? Oh, a Mushroom Mob NFT. I am like extra tired. This is crazy. Let's keep pushing. We got this. Submit your art. Do it. Also, let's move on to this third square. So what I'm gonna do is also get your brain ready, because we're doing some trivia and you already know what's up. If you win some trivia, if you win the majority of the trivia questions, you got to get 3 right, or 2, however many. The majority of the questions, you are entered to win one of my NFTs, one of ones. And if it's not a 1-of-1, it's a small edition, right? So not a lot of people will have them, if anyone by you. So here I'm taking that same. Okay, so now what I'm doing, rather than using my pencil tool, I'm just using the line tool right here. This line tool on the left side, right next to my brush and under my eraser tool. But here, I'm able to just click around. And actually, I did too much there. Bring it back. And then I want to connect my triangles. Up, down, up, down. And then down, up, down, up, down, up. Because, I mean, when you're making digital art, especially pixel art, and especially with your mouse and keyboard, you're going to do a lot of clicking. So this is just getting that muscle memory up for those wonderful hands that do so much during the day. You guys in Discords and freaking at the gym and walking your dogs, making foods. Your hands do a lot, right? But they aren't constantly clicking in this kind of intentional way. So that's what we're doing. We're just working up our muscles. I'm not just having y'all click for no reason. It's a good method, just randomly clicking, but intention is a winner here. All right, it looks really funky. I don't care. It does not matter. Now let's just take our bucket tool and then just fill this in. Just have fun. I don't even, there's no prompt. Just have a blast right now. Oh, don't move that too far down. Merge this one down. Okay. Now, if you're if your images are on two different layers, you're gonna have to merge them into one layer, right? And all the way you do that is this triangle up or triangle down here on the right side, right above our colors. It'll take the two layers and smush them together into one layer. Super convenient. Now, with that intact, I want to go to my paintbrush tool. I want to make sure all similar colors is off. And then I'm just going to start filling in spaces. Just picking some colors, filling in spaces. That's actually too bright. Actually, let's keep that. Let's keep that go light gray. And so that's another part. When you're just making stuff, you don't have to like work too hard, if that makes sense. You just do what comes naturally, and if something stands out and it looks awesome, now you have another. And what I recommend too is like having a note zone somewhere, so you're able to take notes. You're able to what's the other word? Take notes and then come back and be like, oh, so when I put this blue on top of this orange in this really light color, it makes it look a certain way. And maybe you want to save that look for something else and for another piece. Or maybe you just want to use it down the line later in your session. Either way, having notes and having that kind of organization has been great, I've found. Now, am I the best note taker when it comes to making art? No, not really. I know what happened in my head, but at the same time, when it comes to sketches and stuff, I don't necessarily have that all the time digitally. So it's a good practice to use whatever tools you have on your devices and make some notes. All right, sweet. Got those filled in. Let's fill in these last circles. Right, and these circles just give you a nice, good space so you can keep it confined. Right, you can still play around, you can still get loose, but when you have these circles, they're already defined. Right, it's already one thing off your list that you don't have to worry about. So there's that. Now let's add a really light purple right here. It almost looks like that gray. Bam. And then one right between these. Oh, wait, I need some over here. Orange. Bam. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to export this puppy. How do I do that? I go up to my file menu. I go to export download. I make sure that any of these web presets that I want, I make sure I click the one I want, and you can just click it and it'll show you what size you're gonna get on at the end. I think we're gonna go for Instagram size. Then I just hit download.png. I think it's done. I'm not sure. Let's see. Some good memes. Okay, good. Perfect. Now, okay, so great. This looks good. Let's quickly move into some trivia. All right, so I'm gonna post this trivia right here in the chat for Discord, if I can actually find it. Where am I? Oh, there it is. Bam. Chat. Come on, chat screen. Don't play with me. Uh-oh. Okay, there we are. Bam. We are just warming up. Well said. Okay, so in the pixel art class chat, I'm posting the question. So now, we all love mushrooms, and we all know that sometimes they can be everywhere. Now, this should be an easy one. How? Oh, looking good, Audrey. How do mushrooms reproduce? Is it A, via sperm? Is it B, via seeds? Or is it C, via spores? How do they reproduce? This time everybody's in the fair game. I mean, I don't know, Audrey. If you win, I don't know. If you win, give yourself a new a new mushroom mob. I'm not really sure how that works, but anyways, 10 seconds. Yeah, this one should be easy. This one's just to get folks on the board so they don't feel lost when I come down with a hammer and some harder trivia. And I love this GIF. I watched the Thinking Dude. I watched a YouTube video about him and how like he went viral and like where this video came from. And yeah, man, it's just good internet history. I think he did like a "Where Are They Now" type of vibe. Okay, and Usher, you got an answer? If not, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it. Okay, score chill. Audrey, you got it right. It is C. Mushrooms reproduce through spores, not through seeds or sperm. That's how plants and humans reproduce, respectively, and maybe other mammals. I don't know. Actually, that's a great question. Like, how do well? Okay, I'm not gonna go National Geographic on myself right now. Let's just write these scores down. Mush. Oh, Ushi later. Okay, you guys both have one. So if you guys win, then I feel like you should definitely get a piece of my art, um, for sure. And if anyone comes in and so happens to swoop the, oh my God, Scorchio, where you? Okay, there's a lot of really cool Happy Hoppers stickers. I'm gonna tell you what. All right. Oh, she's back. So yeah, if you guys win, Scorchilla or Audrey, I'll give you a piece of my art. If anyone else wins, then they'll just get a normal mushroom mob NFT. If I win, that'll be impossible because I can't win. I mean, I'm winning just by teaching you guys. Yeah, stickers. Okay. Okay, tight. Let's jump into it. Great. So 1 point each for you all. Okay, we're nice and warmed up. Now, what we're gonna do is, I have like literally 4 screens open right now. Let me close my phone. Let me resize Discord. Okay. Bam, back to this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make a new one. I'm gonna make a new drawing. This time I want to make it 72 by 72 pixels. It's a kind of a random number. I could have gone 64, but I just want to go a little bit bigger today. Okay, boom. Yes, I want to make a new page. Okay, so now we're on a new canvas. First thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick. We're gonna place our background down, right? So remember, I said we're making a little mushroom house. You can make it a room, you can make it a cutaway, you can make it a little village, whatever you want to. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a little home for all the sweet mushrooms that we've drawn so far. I think we've drawn about a good 3 or 4 together. So let's give them a home. Let's give them a place. Let's be placemakers for these lovely mushrooms. Now, I'm going to choose my... Okay, let's just work in black and white right now. Okay, so black color. I got my line tool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my horizon line. Now, horizon line is basically for perspective. It tells us how far away things are. It tells us how close things are. And it also is where the sun sets and basically where things fall off the edge of the earth in the image. Okay, so we draw a nice black line right across the middle. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a nice, like a medium gray. Doesn't have to be the darkest one. A nice gray that's, if we click inside of the square, it's right at the middle, right? Playing around on Discord. So I'm gonna take my bucket tool. I'm gonna fill in the top, the bottom area. I'm gonna switch to that slightly lighter gray right over here, right next to it, and then I'm gonna fill that in. Actually, let's go like that. I'm gonna go 2 over from the original gray that I had. And again, if I click in my color square, it's pretty much close to white, but again, it's all the way to the left side of the screen. And oh geez, that's no good. Okay, adjust myself. All the way to the left side of the color square, not colorful at all. So just hit select color and fill that in. Now, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my square tool. I'm back to black, and then you know what? I'm gonna make this like, this one needs 2. I don't want just 1. So I'm gonna make a square somewhere in the middle, and then I'm gonna make another square over here right next to it. Looking good, looking good. Next, I'm gonna take this line tool to hydrate. Oh man, we totally forgot a very important step. Okay. I was really jazzed and I was really razzed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a nice deep breath, and then we're gonna continue. Zone in with the piece. So, and deep breath. Nice. Okay. A little bit of consciousness. Had to bring it on in. Felt a little frazzled. So, which is a technical term for being overwhelmed. So, what we're going to do next is I'm going to take my line tool and I'm going to draw some lines coming out the bottom of these squares here, and they're going to act as my, I'm just going to drag it out here with my line tool, and they're going to act as my like sidewalk. You might say, and maybe you don't have to draw it all the way out. Maybe it stops at a point, right? And then, oh, this gives me an idea. And then maybe there's like circles in the gravel. Saponaji B, greetings, welcome. You've only missed one trivia question, so you can still win some NFTs. Right now we are just making a black and white drawing for a room for all the sweet mushrooms we've made so far. So right along that horizon line, through a line right in the middle here first, drew some squares on top of it, shaded the top darker, shaded the bottom lighter, and then I took my line tool, made a little sidewalk for this one. This other one, I took my circle tool, and I'm making some cobblestone, right? Friggin' nice. Now that's a fancy mushroom house. Yeah. Now I'm gonna I don't want to do that. Wait, do I? Now this one's on wheels. Okay. Mushroom trailer park. So you got to get inventive here. All right. So I just made some circles again. So we might not have gotten here had we not warmed up, right? So being able to warm up and having that time for yourself to just like get inside the space, get inside of your mind, reference drawings, reference notes, look at your sketchbook, whatever it may take for you to get in that space. Try and practice doing that before you just hop into an art piece, right? Because it's just like if you were to go to the gym and you just hit the heavy set and you're working out, and then like the next day you're really super duper sore. So this is to prevent that in a much shorter time period, right? We don't want to exhaust our brains just thinking about these rooms, right? But we want to give our brains a space to be brains, right? Just to think about stuff without without getting frazzled. All right, now what did I do? Boop. Okay, I don't know why it's like that, but I'm not even gonna trip right now. So we got that. We got the base of our mushroom houses. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our line tool, or you can take your circle tool. So I'm gonna show you this both ways. Circle tool, we just draw a nice big circle on top of one. Bam. That's an option. Or you can have your cap be up here. Have another few caps right there, and then draw down the rest of your mushroom stems just like that, right? So there's a one way to do it. I actually kind of like that going on. Next, we're going to move over to our other one, and I'm just going to draw a nice big circle right on top of that rectangle. Then, now what you can do is you can either erase these overlapping lines, or you can take the color that's inside of the top area and just hit it with the color picker tool, the V. Do that. Go back to your pencil tool, and then just clear out any of this excess stuff that you do not need. You can make some of these lines pixel perfect. Again, that means that on like, oh geez, too zoomed in. Oh, speaking of too many things, go retweet my Twitter piece about bats. You can win an NFT. I mean, if you're watching this 2 days in the future, you probably won't win unless you already entered. But if you aren't and you're watching this today, right now, before the end of July, go ahead and go to my Twitter, retweet some stuff for an easy NFT for myself. And what is it? Oh yeah, it's a bat shooting dice. So I don't know who wouldn't want that. Yeah. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another circle for the gills. Oh snap! And make sure you're on black now. Make sure you're on black paint. I'm gonna make another circle for the gills of my, and like the undercap area of my mushroom. Right. So I just drag from one side to the other. Sometimes it may look like a little goofy. So just play with it. All right. Now I'm just gonna go over. Oh no, I need that color, bro. I'm gonna go over Wazam. I just want some music for real. Okay. Bro. Hold up. It's not bad. Now, I don't know how Twitch is gonna do on this sound, but let's hope it's royalty free. It's like we need. Don't DMCA me, internet. I don't need that right now. Okay. Shut up. Just shut up, music. Okay. What's going on? Okay, so we got the bases. Now let me do something real quick. I'm gonna take this top color and I'm gonna fill in these shapes. Now, next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that same color, I'm gonna fill in those wheels. They could probably be lighter, but it's fine. And then I'm gonna fill in my cobblestones and that sidewalk area. Next, I'm just gonna clean up some of these edges on my mushroom caps up here at the top. Bam, bam, bam. We're gonna get this one in here. And so again, what I'm doing is these squares that are just L shapes, I'm knocking out the corners here on the inside. Now, if you wanted to make it you have to gauge how much width you want your shape to have. So for this one, what did I just do? I used the inside, right? So I just got rid of every kind of extra one that was making it too blocky. You could also do the outside. Get rid of that one, get rid of that one. That way it just made it a little thinner. Oh, let's get that up there. Now you can play with this as you see fit. If you wanted to be symmetrical, do that. I don't want mine to be symmetrical right now. But I do want to get the tops off of these bam. Bam, there we go. So I took away the top of my mushroom, like the inner part here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a nice black circle. Just going to touching those two. Touching the left side to the right side. Boom. Yeah, just like that. Then, you guessed it, I'm going to add some gills, but I'm going to switch back to my line tool. So right underneath the eraser tool, I'm going to draw some lines coming out from the center of this left side. And what I like about the line tool in using that, as opposed to just the pencil brush, the pencil tool or something like that, it automatically gives us straight lines. About as straight as can be for pixel art. And sometimes we want that, sometimes we don't. But usually I do. I think it's a great way to get dimension. I haven't really started playing with other styles just yet. I'm really just working on my focus into just how to get things to look like stuff. Now we got that. Let's make a door on these. This one's gonna have a funky door. How about that? So it's got like this much, and then it's got one of those Wizard of Oz things, right? And so I just pretty much match it up to my doorstep out here as far as the lines go and where the pixels are. It's not completely spot on, like right there. It could be, and you know what? I might actually leave that. I like the depth on it. So there's that. Now we got our trailer park mushroom, and we want to give that a door. Now these doors are much thinner. I don't know if you've ever been to a trailer park, but they are much thinner. It's a much smaller residence than, say, a normal house. But they got some big ones. And I mean, it's like one of those things where you just got to treat it right. So this is looking good. We got a nice gray area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lightest gray again with my paint bucket tool. I'm going to fill in the tops of these mushrooms. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice dark gray. So I'm going to have to make this one custom. I just click on my gray over here. I go to the square. I select my new color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the bottom of this. Now, you'll know if it's too dark or if it's too light. It's too dark if you can't see the lines that are the gills. It's too light if dang, I just blanked it. It is too light if it matches the background and it's hard for you to see which is which and differentiate. So sorry, this computer froze. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to take my color picker tool, picking the same color as this top color, and then I'm just going to get rid of some of these bits here. Just some of these corners on the trailer house. Maybe 2 corners over here. It's off. I could do corners on this door, give it a nice rounded effect. I actually like that. Put erase one right next to this one. So if it makes sense, it's basically this one was black. Then I just took this color here and I swapped it out, right? So now it looks like there's a door. It looks like the door is open. That technique can do a lot, right? So again, with pixel art, you can make a lot of really powerful images. It's just a matter of having good composition. Now, I want to take that same color. Actually, no. Find a nice gray. Oh wait. We need windows in this last building. Let's do that, and then we'll move on. So let's give it like a whoa, not that. Let's give it like a circle up here, and then like a little square down here. Perfect. P for pen. So yes. Okay. There's that. Now let us drop into this other side. Now, do I want to do the same types of gills? A little bit. Choosing that black paint. This time I'm kind of going to zigzag a little bit. It's my arm. And so when I'm drawing these gills, I'm always working towards the center of my mushroom. So this would be the center. This would be the center. This would be the center right there. So what I'm doing is when I'm drawing these lines, I'm drawing all my lines towards the center of that mushroom. Even if you have like 2.5. Right? You want it to all seem cohesive. Next. Oh, wait. Let's run some trivia. Let's take a break here. Run some trivia real quick. Let's pop it. All right. Bam. Oh, this is a fun question. Come on. Dude, can I post or not? Okay, that's broke. I think I broke the pixel art chat. Oh, it's raining again. Okay, I fixed it. All right, now question in the chat. Now, some mushrooms are named after sea creatures. Now, which set of 2 mushrooms below are representative names for both sea creatures and mushrooms? Now, is it oysters and lobsters? Is it tunas and seahorse? Is it clam and crawfish or crayfish, excuse me, or is it mollusk and salmon? Now, which of these 2 below are representative names for both sea creatures, right? So you can put A, B, C, or D. That'll work, or you can just put whatever you think the answer is between those choices, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So A. Onaji, Ushi, you guys got answers for the chat question? Oh, Ushi's in. And got 10 more seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7. I'll go with the crowd. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone did awesome. You're right. It is an oyster mushroom and lobster mushroom. I don't know that I've ever seen a lobster mushroom. Let's Google that. Lobster mushroom. No. These are the big old red ones. They're gnarly. Yeah, these are great. Those taste delicious, and you can like rip them up like Twizzlers. It's crazy. Um, Lobster mushrooms, dope. They're nice and big and orange. I think we drew one not too long ago. And then what's the other one? A clam mushroom, a tuna mushroom, oyster mushroom. That's it. I think these are also big. I like googling stuff on these streams. Yeah, that's it. It's so fun. They get nice and dirty when you pick them. And another cool thing is that I learned is that uh, mushrooms this is just a normal oyster. Mushrooms are fruits, technically, right? So they are part of a big old. I might have said this last time. I don't think I did. I might have. I'd have to watch it back. Anyways, mushrooms are basically fruits and fruits of the earth, if you will. Like the mycelium. Audrey, you're gonna have to probably get my my terminology right, but basically the network of mushrooms underground, they work like a normal tree does, right? So they're running, doing their thing, living life, taking in sun, eating dead stuff, and then when the conditions are right, they'll fruit, and we'll see them above ground, right? But what's crazy is we'll only see like 5% of what the actual organism is, right? So if we find like a good 10 oyster mushrooms that are this size, like the size of our hand, you got to think there's like, if there's 95% more, there's so much more mushroom going on. um so that's just something to think about. Vegetables aren't vegetables, and mushrooms are fruit, but tomatoes are also fruit, and vegetables are really leaves. Such a weird world we live in. So many different things going on. Okay, now back to our drawing. Good job, y'all. Way to answer those questions. Everybody's tight. Oh wait, no. Squirchill and Audrey, y'all got the most right now. Okay, back in it. Screen's good. Now, we here are, we've drawn the middle, our gills. Let's shift a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of these red parts. Excuse me. Gonna get rid of those red parts. And next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a nice dark gray. Now, for this dark gray, what I want to do is I want to use my pencil tool. And for this, I'm just going to make some like hole shapes, right? So I don't know if, okay, I'm basically doing this. I really want whatever this brush is doing to like not at all. It's like giving me the most. Anyways, this is the type of shape we're making, right? A nice loosey-goosey shape. Now you can do this also with, wait. Secondary color. No, I don't want to mirror this at all. Apply palette. Nah, bruh. Okay, anyways, just go ahead and make some just fun, funky yard shapes. Maybe it's a pond. Maybe it's a trampoline. I don't know what's in your yard or what you like to keep in your yard. Maybe you make a little garden box. Let's do that. I want to make a garden box. Simple. Let's make a nice little square here. Is that enough space? No. Let's draw it down here. Don't even think about the logistics of a mushroom house and then having its own garden box. It's just for fun, guys. It's just for funsies. Now, let's color these in with our grays, and then we'll come back in a little bit after this, add some more details, add some colors, keep it pushing. All right, now, I'm gonna choose a nice middle gray for this. Middle gray, feeling that. Oh, so there's a hole there. There's a hole in my boots. There's a hole in my pond. So, friggin' Toy Story. Okay, now that's too dark. Absolutely too dark. I don't know why I can see all these pixels right now. I guess it's fine in my preview. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm just not. this happens sometimes. It's digital art. Now, okay, got that last one filled in. Great. Next, what I want to do is I want to take a slightly lighter gray. I don't want it as dark as, I don't want it as light as the cap of these mushrooms, but I don't want it as dark as the gills of these mushrooms. And I don't want it to be the same color that's the body of my mushroom house and trailer house. I just want a nice, good middle gray. That's all I want. Is that so much to ask? No, it's not. So you're just going to pick that. And before you do that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to fill in the stems of this mushroom. I'm going to pick this darker color here on the bigger mushroom here on my left. I'm going to use that to fill in these bottom parts of these other mushrooms on the top of my trailer. And another question you gotta ask yourself: who does logistics? Who's the one who brings these trailers to the mushroom trailer park? Is it like carried on the back of a rat or something? Is that too small? Is that not big enough? Friggin', you know what? Work techs can wait. Work techs can wait, and they will wait. Okay. Everything's almost colored in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. Ooh, I want a nice the darker gray that we have. I'm gonna choose that from underneath the gills, and then I'm just gonna add some fun spots on top of my mushroom. Now you can do a reference and find the best mushroom spots for you, and as far as like design goes and how they look. But for me, I like to just kind of wing it. And if it looks goofy, unwing it, no problem. Then I'm just going to choose some spots over here. I'm going to fill them in. And what I like about pixel art is that it's got this little preview screen up here on the top right. So as you're making things, you can look and glance over at that and make sure you know that, hey, okay, maybe I need one here at the bottom in this area. I look over here. This thing zoom in a little bit. Oh, it zooms in automatically for me. And then I'm just going to add some dots on top of this one. Maybe a few spots over here. And just like one more up here. Oh no, I need one more there. And just a scoonch there. Okay. Now, we got that. It's looking good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to select the color that's inside of the main part of our house, right? So not the stems, not the cap, just the main like structure. We're going to take that color and we're going to make it a little bit brighter. So again, go to that color box on the left side, and then you're going to drag that selector up towards the white, but not too high. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my line tool. Actually, no, I can pencil tool this. Right, and what I do is I create a nice like shadow area where my pixels are going to go, but also where my shadow is going to go. So I'm going to do that same thing over here. Just go down like a pixel or two. Because what we're going to do is when we do that, I'm going to go to my bucket tool and I'm going to fill in everything beneath that. And it should give me a nice, now this one over here on the right, it looks fine. It should give me a nice like little shaded zone. Okay. I think what I want to do is, I don't like the top of this window touching the top of the house. So what I'm going to do is just make a new windowsill for this. And so when you're drawing stuff, it's good to think about it like as what it is, not as what you're designing it to be and what you are imagining it, but like, hey, yeah, this is going to be a house. What types of things do houses have? If this window's here, it's I don't want it to interact with the top of the house right now. So what do? We fix it. Okay, yeah, it's raining tough. Let me. Oh, bam. Boom. Bam. Now, okay, now that looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to take that same light color, that's the main color of our building, and I want to put that on the windows of my trailer over here. So I'm just going to use my color selector. I'm going to go to my paint tool. I'm just going to fill these puppies in. Just like that. Then what I'm going to do is, after I got those in, I'm just going to take a second. I'm going to pick a color off of my mushroom tops, right? These caps up here. Something nice, something light. And then I'm going to add a few dots into my pond area. Boom, boop, boop. Into the rocks themselves. A little bit into the pathways. Oh, that's a garden box. Can't forget that. I might just delete it because I'm not really attached to it. Okay, so we added some details to. Oh my god, I can't wait to show you guys what we're gonna do with this. So we add some details to that. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some details to these wheels here. So I just want to select. Let's go for the color that's out on the gills, right? So that darker gray color, not fully black, that darker gray. And then so I'm just gonna shade in half the top area of these wheels, just that top row here, and then just like this top row of this walkway, showing it's like a little bit under the house, but it's also been stepped on. And then I'm gonna add a little bit down here on my planter box. Not sure if you can see it. Right at the door here, add another little line. Oh, and you know what? Because this is a trailer, it's gonna need to be like in a space. So I'm just gonna draw a little. Oh, so my gray must be weird. I don't know what's going on. A little bit of that. Oh, no, that's super wrong. That's way wrong. Don't do that. Do that. So you want to touch the bottom of the wheels. So it's going straight out left, straight out right. Gonna not do that. P. Yes. Boom. There we go. It looks like it's on cinder blocks. That's fine. Okay. That's a vibe. That's funky. Okay. Now as I look at my what is this preview zone up here, I can tell, hey, that looks pretty good. It doesn't have everything. Last thing we need is some flowers in our flower pot. And because these are so close, they're going to be the darkest at the moment. Oh. All right. Add some more stems down here. Great. Okay, maybe I'll add in a little rock down here. Okay, awesome. Time for another trivia break. It's like that tonight. Okay. Score is 2 tied for Scorch Hill and Audrey. Onaji, Ushi, you also have 1 point apiece. So let's get you some more points on the board. All right. Now, find my quiz questions. Onaji's ready. I'm ready too. Now, all these are fungus questions. Raid Shadow Legends? Wait. Who's got the download link? I cannot believe that game's still like going and making ads. Anyways, now, which one of these following items is not a fungus? Is it A, yeast? Is it B, mushroom? Is it C, mold with the European spelling? Or is it D, algae. Enter. Okay. Yeah. So one of them is not a fungus. Yeast, mushroom, mold, algae. If you get mold in your house, you definitely want to get that cleaned out. Sometimes mold grows on your dirty dishes. You're definitely gonna want to clean that out. Algae. It's in lakes and stuff. Watch out for mold in your cars. Oh my god, that makes so much sense, especially with it being all like humid and stuff and raining at the same time. So crazy. All right, 10 seconds left. And everybody got it right. You see how I counted that 10 seconds? Nice. It was so quick you barely heard me count it. Good job. See, you guys are super smart today. I mean, I'm sure you're pretty smart every other day, but you're crushing it today. Nice. Yeah, just to not talk about pixels for a second. Algae's crazy because it does this thing called blooms where it'll they'll reproduce a lot and it's interesting for ecosystems because normally fish and turtles and other random water creatures just munch on algae, right? But when they start to bloom, then it becomes a point where it's like it's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like your grass is overgrown in your yard. You can't do much with it besides just like basically start over. So that being said, here in America and even across the world, like in coral reefs and stuff, algae blooms have been affecting the ecosystems and have been changing about like how animals interact with each other and which ones survive and which ones um, die and which ones are possibly mutate or like adapt to it. So algae, it's also good for people. You can take it as supplements. It's slimy. That's just off GP. Not even if you're taking it as a supplement. So algae is slimy. That's a fact. Uh, and it's in the water. Now I'd have to do a little more research to figure out if, well, actually, nah. Mold can grow on like liquids and stuff. So yeah. Now the real question is, can mold grow on algae, or vice versa? Talk about symbiotic. Now, I'm gonna think about that as I get back to pixeling. Good job, y'all. Good job. You guys are super smart right now. Just nailing these questions. I got 3 more. Or do I have 2 more? Stop playing with me, self. That's 1, 2. That's 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. We got 2 more. We've already done 3. Man, we're zooming. All right, now back to pixeling. Breaks are very important. Just so you guys know, breaks are super important. And to just not think about whatever you're doing for a little minute. Now, working in grayscale, you're able to see what in the heck is actually going on. Mine's a little convoluted. It could use some work on it. But for the sake of teaching and for the sake of getting this cracking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer. And I'm going to choose my bucket tool, and I'm just going to pick any old color. Well, pick the color that you want your mushrooms to be. But just for explaining purposes, I'm going to pick blue. I love me a good blue. So what I do is I'm on a new layer. I go ahead and fill that layer in. Next, what I do is I go to my blend mode. So over here on the navigation zone right above our layers, there's some tabs. The tab I want to go to is layer. That's the second one down. Next, I want to click the blend mode drop down menu. With that, I want to scroll all the way to the bottom. Hit luminosity. That's wrong. Bam. Okay. See, I don't know why my screen is being super weird for me, cause I'm getting all these halftones that I don't want. Like happening, like there's just random grays and stuff. Anyways, doesn't matter. Go to saturation, and you'll be able to see that nothing happened. Here we are, color burn. That's the way we want to see it. Now, I actually really like this. Um, and you can play around with this settings as well. But again, what I did was I have a whole layer. There's a whole layer, nothing on it, just straight color, right? And when you drop it on top of another layer, you can see just how the contrast and how everything's working out. So because we were smart, because we approached this from a grayscale point first off, now we have a pretty solid layout of our colors, of what's going to go where. And the way to do that, this is just a check. This is just a reference check, just to make sure, hey, everything's on the up and up. We're solid. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer. We're going to let's do it like this. We can either select the area that we want colored, put a new layer and a new like color layer on top of that, or we can just go for it. But the way we go for it is like this. We have to select the color, right? We select the color, and then we have to slide that color across so that it gets some actual color in it, right? I don't want it to look just straight gray, because if I painted this gray on top of this gray, it would just give me more gray. I don't want that. I want it to use that same value, right? That same level of darkness, but all I'm doing is adding more hue to it. All I'm doing is adding more saturation to it. All I'm doing is making it more colorful. So, I'm somewhere in the middle here. Somewhere in the middle of this. And because we talked about oyster mushrooms, I'm gonna make this one on the left a more of a mushroom oyster house. Okay. Uh-oh. And see, so it's crazy because when you get in there, you're gonna be like and start to pick these colors and match them to what the actual color is. Don't get distracted um by any other colors. You just want to make sure that you are getting the color you need. So again, this a way to help me out with this is HSB here on the color square zone. H stands for hue. That's yellow, red, blue, green, whatever color. S stands for saturation. That means going from the grays all the way to very strong color in there. And B is for brightness, right? So how dark it is, how light it is. The way you can tell what you're doing is if you keep the saturation and brightness. Actually, the saturation is going to change, but the hue is going to stay the same, and the brightness is going to stay the same, right? So the saturation will just give you way more orange than we had before. I got my new orange. I'm going to take my bucket tool, and I'm on the wrong layer. And then what I'm going to do real quick, though, before can I just duplicate that? Oh, I can get there from there? That's dope. Duplicate layer. Bam. Before I get into deep in coloring stuff, I just want to duplicate this layer. That way, if I ever hit a snafu or hit a snag or something, I can jump right back in. I have that image ready to go, right? And then two, I can use it as a reference point. Like, okay, this one has color in it, this one doesn't. I know what needs to go where. I know that this part needs to be darker. I know that this part needs to be lighter. So that's all we're doing. Again, take quickly showing you how to do that. There was a lot of words, but I'm going to surmise that. What I do is I click on the inside of whichever color space I want to click. Then, switching to my bucket tool, I click on that color square and I drag that color square selector just straight to the right. Just imagine if you're riding east on the highway and it just led you straight to the ocean. This is what's happening. So I want to go into right about the middle, just a little on the pink side here. I'm going to go, I wanted yellow. Yellowy orange. Yeah, so I do that. And then I just click it in and fill it in. It looks good. It doesn't look currently the best on my screen because I don't know, whatever. But that's what we're going for. Now, next thing we can do is go over to our palette right below our layers, and it says common. It's got a trash can. It's got a plus sign. So what I want to do is hit, oh no, new palette. Come on, it's got everything. Can I just drag this over there, bruh? Whatever, bruh. So anyways, let's just keep it going manual style. I'm gonna select this orange. Actually, no, I'm not gonna select that orange. I'm gonna select that gray on top. Then I'm gonna move this over, this little selector, to right about in the middle of the square. I'm gonna move this orange to just over here, so it's like a brown color. And great job. I totally. So what's no fun is when you lose your color that you just selected. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I don't think that's working. It needs to be darker. There it is. Let's keep moving. Next, I'm going to. I feel like I can select some cool stuff. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm gonna take that bucket tool. I'm gonna pick the dark color. I'm gonna drag it over to orange. Just again straight across. Perfect. Now I'm gonna select. That's way too dark. Way too dark. Okay. There's an orange. Oh, that's what I needed that dark one for. For my gills. Okay, there's one. Now, let's add some details to this one. I want it to be kind of dirty. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's necessary. So I'm gonna choose this gray that's on our trailer park mushroom. I'm gonna select that color square zone. I'm gonna go to. I want a more yellowy orange right now. Somewhere there. That looks good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to not do that. And again, one thing I don't like about this is that when you hit the color picker tool, it's just like stuck in color picker mode. And I don't need that sometimes. Sometimes I just need to like color pick and then go straight back to my tool. So it's not really trying to let me do that right now. It's fine. I want this building to be green. Okay, I think that's it. There it is. Cool. Now let's throw some green over here. Oh yeah, it's totally like doing something weird to my. I can clear pixels with this. Stop playing. That's so dope. Okay. Oh, let's get our mushrooms. So I'm gonna make these mushrooms up here. Well, I feel like I'm feeling a pink. Bam. Okay, so there's that. What I want to do is I want to select that gray. Remember that original color, and then I go ahead and tone match it. That's what we're doing. We're matching these tones. Now, if you've ever used Photoshop, or like kind of had to edit some photos together, you don't want all the pictures to look like they came from different photographers, different lighting settings, or anything like that. You want them to look cohesive. You want them to look like they're one. So the way we do that is we just hue shift, right? We just take this light color here, we just drag it right over, give it some color, apply it, see how that works. That's a little too hot for me. It's a little too pink. I love me some good pinks, but that's a little too pink. Okay, that's better. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this shadow shape here, this little thing beneath our mushroom caps, and then I'm just going to drag it over to a nice dark pink. No. Come on. Bam. And bucket tool. And then, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Bam. 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 Perfect. Now we got yellow. We got purple over here. So maybe we need regular purple. That's more of a magenta. So let's go for regular purple. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Again, I'm selecting the color that's already there. I'm clicking in there. I'm changing it to what I want. Again, I'm keeping it on that same horizontal line. And again, I did it. So this is the point where you learn you're better off making your own palette so you can jump in between these colors. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Up there. Okay. Next, we're gonna sling in some brown. So again, I'm gonna pick up that bottom color. I'm gonna go to my square. I'm gonna have to drag it towards the orange and yellow area again, and then I'm gonna bring it closer to the middle. That little circle, that is. There we go. Just a scoonch darker. Now, I'm gonna fill in this bottom area. Same thing with this little pond. I'm going to select the most prevalent blue or the most prevalent gray there. I'm going to go to my color square. I'm going to go ahead and pick. Oh, snap. I see. And I got crazy there. I'm going to go ahead and pick a blue that looks good for me. Maybe there's koi pond in that fish. Who knows? How big they are? No one knows. Again. So that looks fine. So add a little water there, some water there. Nice. Okay. Now let's draw some grass. So I'm gonna take. Oh, okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of freehand work. So I color picked this green off of this house. All I want to do is come from the back of this house, give it a nice swoop from the front and back and swoop. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in all this up here. Okay. Oh, also with my green, I'm just going to make some of these plants and flowers real down here. Oh, next, we're going to take this background color. We're going to flip that up a little bit. Again, clicking into it, click that color zone. Let's go for like a, ooh, this teal looks magical, but I'm not really feeling it. This one. There we go. Whew. Okay. I gotta wrap it up soon. I do not want to fall asleep on y'all. Okay. I did take a nap in my car. That was actually pretty cool. earlier. That was like a 10-minute nap. I'm getting used to this cat nap thing, y'all. Um, I'm not the best at it, but I'm pretty solid at cat napping. Okay. While we're thinking about cats and while we're thinking about naps and we're thinking about breaks, let's take another trivia break. This will give you guys a chance to just kind of catch up, work on some different colors, test around that hue shifting thing I was talking about. Let's run it up, as they say in the streets. And speaking of streets, come on. Okay, there we go. I mean, these are pretty much giveaways today. Now, C and D. Okay, now thinking about the streets. When we're in the streets, sometimes we need to pick up some party favors. So, what are some slang names for mushrooms? But not just any mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms. Not an endorsement, but they are very effective for mental health and inward journeys. So, what are some slang names for psilocybin mushrooms? Is it A, shrooms, caps, magic, magic mushrooms, and mushrooms? Why? This is a horrible copy paste, Jamali. Dang. Mush, mushies, magic. Okay, Lord knows that is not it. Pot, dank, fire, heat, sticky, icky, reefer, crack rocks. Um, Also another option: acid, Bartman, blotter, window pane. That's a good one, but no, I think doing the Bartman is hilarious. Angel dust, hog, peace pill, killer joints. I feel like these are all just like one-liners from movies from like the 80s and 70s. Okay. Everyone's got, hey man, you got any Bartman on you? Like, what? You know, someone actually probably said that. Anyways, the answer's A. Good job, everyone. So proud of y'all. So proud of y'all. Y'all are hip to the streets. This reminds me of a scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when the main character and his lawyer they were there in Vegas for two reasons. One, they were doing a press review on a motorcycle race, and another thing that they were doing a press review on a sheriff's convention, right, in Las Vegas. And so both times they're just completely high out of their mind. But on the second time when they go to the police, they're even more higher, and they're just realizing like that the police don't know as much about um street stuff and like drugs and drug usage as much as they think they do, and as like as heavy as a hand they feel like they have, like it's not really there, right? So that was just an interesting point. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is an amazing book. Listen to it on audio because it's really fun that way. Or if you like to read words, hey, I suggest it for that as well. But a lot of drug usage in that book. It's a crazy read. Definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Um, Not necessarily holistic in its way, but I think it does touch on a lot of ideas about like reliving the past and about trying to invigorate an era that's not even there anymore, right? Like so, like the '60s and '70s, or I don't feel like people are trying to do that right now with the '80s and '90s, but it's that same idea, you know what I mean? Like people want to relive these amazing times of freedom and beingness, and so that's what that book is about for me. Is about like, you know, older folks who come from that, who are a generation on, who are like, yo, we used to rave or whatever, and now it's like, okay, we have real jobs, but we still are in that culture. So just something to think about. Check it out. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson is the author. It's a movie as well with Johnny Depp. It's a vibe. Okay, back into it. Oh wait, let me tally up the score. Wait, I already did it. Okay, Scorchio and Audrey, you guys are in the lead. Now, Onaji and Ushi, you guys are kind of naturally behind because you weren't here for the first question. So, because they're admins, I might just run another one. I might not. We'll see how I feel in a good 20 minutes. That's the best thing about having your own class. You can do what you like. Now, okay, I don't even know the answer to that one. I gotta find that one. Okay, so back into our zone. Back into our mushroom zone. Okay, now that got cool. What I did was I accidentally colored half of my image that sky color, and it looks like now that part of it's on the water and part of it's on the beach. I'm totally into this, so let's run with it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this color, and so we're doing all this on one layer. If you wanted to, you could have all types of layers going on. It could be a layer party. But for me and for this, like we've been through that. We know how to do that. But for this one specifically, we're just gonna keep it nice and quick, concise, awesome. So I'm gonna pick the color of the sky, right? So everything above the horizon line, pick that color. Then I want to make it nice and lighter. Just straight up. So when I take it to the color zone, I'm going to bring it straight up, right? Straight up towards the top, just a little bit, and then maybe towards the left as well, towards that white area. So I'm going to play that in action. It really changed the vibe. So it went from nighttime to daytime. But what I want to keep this color. Maybe let's just make it purple or and make it slightly darker. Oh God, no. Let's keep the same color. No, stop, bruh. Calling my computer, bruh, because it's tripping. All right, that's better. Not completely sold, but it'll do for now. Let me just save an image real quick. Okay. 10:30. What time did I start? Did I really start at 10:30? It can't have been 2 hours. Way. All right, whatever. I'm in it at 12:30. We're almost there though. Don't fret, friends. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, because we've established that this left side is in the water and this right side is not in the water, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this blue here that's already there. Now, if I have no clue what pixel art did to make it do this. Normally it does not. Normally it just draws in a awesome straight line and it does its thing. Nah, it's kind of confusing. What is this? Pixel size? Nah, dog. I don't need that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some of these colors that are around. B or P? P for paintbrush. That's, wait. Okay, so it's seemingly just an optical color situation, and either my screen's too big right now. Yeah, why? Color picker? Man, okay. Ultimate confusion. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this color. I'm gonna find a nice solid teal color, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle this. Actually, you know what? How I'm gonna do this? I'm gonna go to my brush tool. We haven't used this very much. Brush tool. Then if you click brushes, it'll give you some options for different brush stuff. I'm gonna take my brush size down to about a 3, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some of this lighter. Yeah, this is perfect. I'm going to sprinkle some of these lighter colors just around here, around this water area. And you friggin' guessed it. I'm going to do the same thing with the sand area, right? Just using that same. All I have to do here is just shift the hue. So I just bring it towards the yellow, towards that orange, till I find the color that I want, hit select, and then just drop it over in here. Now, it's kind of subtle, and you might not be able to see it immediately. So maybe you need to go a skoonch darker. Oh my lord, this is really disorienting. Okay. So there's that. Now, oh, what I want to do is there is a little whirlpool down here, and it's kind of not making sense. So what I want to do is I just want to grab one of these darker colors. I'm just going to go over the top of it. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely my screen because these colors are like they're not tripping super hard. They're just like not showing up. I don't know, it's weird. So just going to outline some of these water things with this darker color. Now, you could use a really dark blue to outline these. You could use a really dark gray. You got options, but just try not to overcomplicate it. Use the values you have. Now, what I did was I selected some of that. Oh my god, that looks so pretty. I selected some of this color in my like whirlpool area, and undo that. Redo that. Redo. Okay. This color in my water is right from the shadow in my water is right here from this whirlpool area. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing over here, but for that dark brown. So what I'm doing is that whirlpool color, I'm just moving the slider down the way, and I want to make it a little bit darker because I just tested and we just saw that it does not do what exactly we need it to do right now. So just gonna add some bits. Yeah, that looks great. Now what I want to do is I want to add some like weathering to this, to both houses, matter of fact. Okay, way we do this is we're gonna, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna pick a lighter color. I'm gonna select that green, that's this house color, and then I'm just gonna make it a little bit brighter, like up towards the straight up top, and then a little bit more dull towards the left side of the screen. So when I look at these two colors, they're not supremely different, but they're different enough so that way they have some contrast. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna apply this, and then I'm going to, oh my goodness, that's a no. Hard. It's a hard no. So it's too bright. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of laying down some random scraggles on my artwork. Boom. That looks good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, okay, so I don't know if you see in the activity chat, but when we look at these, what are these freaking lobster mushrooms? The underside's bottom, but we can't see that right now. And there's got a lot of like weird gnarly stuff on the top. But the main thing I'm looking for right now is what's going on the stalk of it, right? The body of it that comes up from the ground. And when I look at it, oh snap, you guys can't see it immediately. But if you're in the Discord, you can see that it has these just like really bright and beautiful orange and red striations on it, right? Meaning stripes. So to do that, here in pixel art, give this one a little bit of weatheration. I'm going to select the color. So this one, again, is all about color selection. The last class we did was about color picking, but this time we're picking colors from within our own image, right? So we're referencing ourselves. It's a very powerful tool. Now you don't have to do this just with pixel art. You can do this with digital art. You can do this on your iPad. You can do this on Photoshop. You can do this on Canva, Figma, um, whatever software that you work best with. Being able to match these colors up is awesome. Now, Photoshop has tools that will already do this, right? But how much better is it to know how to actually make it happen? I was just in an AI a class about artificial intelligently generated art. Bam, say that 10 times fast. I was just in a class with them with Onaji B, who's in here right now. They hosted it in the Onaji Discord, but basically it was like there's so much you can do within one image, right? And just by prompts and just by setting a few parameters. And so that's what we're doing here, except we're doing it manually, right? Like I think that's the power of being an artist and of having a craft is like you're able to learn how to do stuff and not only how to do it, but to do it in a way that's like unique and cohesive and consistent. I think it's a lot of power to that. So again, taking the color from the stalk of my left mushroom, I'm gonna make this one just a little bit more red. So I'm gonna drag that slider at the bottom more red. And that might just be enough, right? So I'm just kind of giving it some wiggly lines here. Right between the door and the window. From the bottom, a little bit from the side. Okay. No, okay. Not in the shadows. Just yet. Or if at all today, I don't know. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go towards my red a little bit more. Did someone say something? Okay, this is really actually coming out pretty good. And now I'm just gonna add some of these red bits in here. Again, keeping it loose. Now it's actually got really bright. I don't want that. Not that much anyways. So I'm gonna bring this down to the darker end of things and just back towards the center. I kind of hate this too. Actually, now that we got this darker one, I can go back up to my brighter red. There we go. Why does it not want to go near that? Bam. Bam, bam. Okay, get that out the way. Perfect. Now I'm gonna add a few more bright greens to this planter here in the front. And I don't really want to go too bright green, but I want it to be vibrant. Okay, so just pick a nice green just straight up right now. Just off the palette. And can add some darker ones in there. Boop. Okay. That just looks weird. So you don't want to get it too funky. Try and keep it simple. Okay, now last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some just deeper shadows and texture to our mushrooms. Now, to do that, I'm just gonna select. You guessed it. What happens when I turn the blue on? Oh, that's how we make it nighttime. I'll show you all that in a second. I select my pink color And then I got my pencil tool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit duller and a little bit darker. All right, so bringing it down and towards the bottom left of that color zone. Taking my brush or my pencil tool. And I do not like that at all. And it's really kind of hard for me right now to make this art because it's like giving me a lot of pixels that I don't want. And you may say, Jamali, what? I thought you like all the pixels. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But normally it doesn't give me like extra pixels around my pixels. I don't even know. Anyways, what I did was I took that darker, duller purple, and I just dropped it in random spots behind some of these mushrooms where they overlap, and just kept it on the right side of my mushrooms. I could even do that on the other side here. Let's go to this orange, make it darker, duller, perfect. More dark. Okay, so it's doing something. So I'm just adding some details here. This came together pretty organically. But I don't know if there's a thing as non-organic mushrooms. There might be. Now, do I want to paint this door brown? Let's try it. Yeah, that looks great, actually. Now, this other door, I want to paint it just slightly less dark and brown. Nice. Last thing I want to do is I want to make sure that these mushrooms are top of my trailer have a good time. Okay, that's it. Okay, wait. Last thing. Oh yeah. Okay, so last thing we're gonna do is first I'm gonna export this bad boy. Export it. Make sure it's at the right size. I want it at 1080 by 930. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the topmost layer, whichever one you have. Make a new one if you don't have any top layers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that layer with a nice dark bluey purple. And you'll see why here in a second. Okay. Yes. That's not purple enough for me. That'll do. Next, what we do is we just hit that bucket tool, fill in everything. It's going to purplize our whole screen. Get those brains ready. We got one last trivia coming up. Now that it's purple, I'm going to go again to that layers tab, right where it says blend mode. Oh, there's even filters. Now that's kind of cool. We don't need that. Wait, is there really a drop shadow? Dang, bruh. I just learned something new. Okay, don't want clipping mask. What I do want is saturation. That. So just click through these. I gotta find the right one. Dodge. Ooh, that got good. That one like feels really bright. Ooh, I like that one too. Ooh, this one's really interesting. So playing around with these filters, I don't think we've done this before. We might have on a light level, but playing around with these, you can see what looks good. Sometimes the color is a little more evened out. Sometimes it's not at all. Sometimes you can change the opacity too. Okay, so now this one's at nighttime. Fun. Yeah, I'm gonna save this one too. So again, going to download PNG, looking good. Okay, now I don't want this. Oh, nice. Mid-Journey. Loving it. Has humanity gone too far? Alright. Peace out. Peace out, Anaji. Okay, I got my night version. Let's go back over here. And then if I just take this layer off, I got my day version. Right? So we really just kind of created 2-in-1. Doesn't even need a whole 2 hours for that. Maybe I can just kind of breeze through future classes, or probably I'll have more energy next class to just kind of talk more junk and hang out and stuff and go deeper into these tactics. So do I have a filter on? Yes, I do, but it doesn't matter because it's not on. Right, so great group. This would be really great with like a crickets track. Okay, now fantastic. Let me figure out this last question. And so yeah, so this is pretty much it for today's lesson. We got a nice what did we do? We called our computer bruh a lot. We got frustrated. But you know what? Through all that frustration and heavy-handed bruhs, that's what I'm talking about, Audrey. We made it. We made a sweet. I actually really like y'all's. Why does my teeth look blue? Uh, okay. Tired. We made it. So we basically learned how to color shift. We went from a grayscale image, right, just black and whites, all the way to a color image, but we used those values that we had already balanced out. Come on, y'all. These look so good. We had used those values that we already balanced out to create colors that were totally relative and totally in the family of where they needed to be. Reading text and speaking text. So basically, we just took the colors, changed the dial a little bit, rotated the dial, took it from a light gray to a light blue, from a dull orange to a dull brown, right? Whatever the color shift was, we really didn't make it brighter or darker too much. We really just we really just played around with the values. We just turned the knobs up and down. So freaking awesome. I'm loving these examples that I'm seeing in the Discord. Here, can I post mine though? Let me do it. Okay. Oh, these are cute though. I'm really a fan of these. And you know, I kind of wanted to do an isometric room, but I feel like this is really good too. Like this feels like I don't know if you guys ever had trailers at your school because there are too many kids, but it feels like that, right? It feels like a campus, if you will. So freaking nice. Go check out the mythical mushroom. All right, last trivia question. You guys are awesome, great troopers, and look at me, I'm ending on time. Woohoo! Get to go snuggle here in a minute. Right, see, Scorchel knows. Yeah, we had a lot of trailers. So you gotta go out to the trailer to Miss Johnson's house or class. Oh snap! Okay, well it's up now. So in the chat, in the trivia, final one for all the marbles. Now this one's a little tricky. I've been pretty much giving them away before. This one is a little tricky. Now, penicillin comes from fungi. When did scientist Alexander Fleming first discover the antibiotic penicillin? And you get bonus points if you can tell me what it grows on. So, the year. We're looking for the year. So, when did that happen? Was it 1980? Was it 1859, 1901, or 1928? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Beef mold. So we have D, D, D. Someone's typing. Dang, all these look fantastic. Great details, really. Ooh, I really like how wiggly your mushrooms are, Audrey. Very nice, very nice. Okay, 10 seconds. I think there's only 3 of yous. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin in 1928. That's right. The answer is D. So everybody got it right. You guys are stunners tonight. Okay. World War II documentary. Yeah, it's that's right around World War II time. But basically, people are dying. Were dying super hard because they were just getting infections, and then the scientist was like, "Yo, there's stuff growing on my bread," and then like it actually infected one of his cultures, like that he was doing tests on in a petri dish. And he's like, "Oh snap, this actually works." That is a very very abbreviated version of what happened. But that's the gist of it. You know, he found out like there's a lot of science. People just kind of something happens and something contaminates another thing, and it's like, oh wait, actually that's useful. So we've come a long way. Penicillin has helped us with being healthy, and mushrooms again are awesome. Um, you know, it's it's a good time. So you guys all won. So I knew this would happen. So Scorchill and Audrey, you guys got 5 out of 5 right. Ushi, you got 4 for all the ones that you were here. Onaji also won 1 too. Today's a special day. Everybody gets a jam NFT. I don't know that the founders have any of my art, so this could be like a first part of y'all collection. Congratulations to you, Audrey. Congratulations, Scorchio. Congratulations, Ushi Ushi. You guys made it through another class. Y'all won some stuff. You stayed on task and stayed on point and didn't let me fall asleep on y'all. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming out. I will get you your. I'll send the NFT to what's their name, Audrey and or Scorchio or Johnny, whoever's here, whoever's around. I'll send it to them. they'll disseminate it to you, and it's awesome. And you can enjoy it, frame it, put it on a shirt, but don't resell it at mass. Just like normal collector stuff. Don't be weird. Don't be sketch. I trust you all. So, so there's that. Congratulations. So much good mushroom knowledge. I'm always still learning. Pixel art. Again, we had an awesome class today. I don't know what more I can say at this point, but you guys doing great. And then just drop your art in the art channel. You can win a Mushroom Mob NFT. If you're the only one, then you kind of got it made. But if someone comes in within the next day or so, drop some art, then you might have to make another one and show them who really attended class. But if you can't do any of that and you do want to share this is a recorded session, so it's going to be up on my Twitch stream, twitch.com/jamxham. It'll be up within the minute it's done streaming. It'll be up for like 2 weeks, and then after that it's going to live on my YouTube channel, and then after that it's going to live in your brains. So and then hopefully onto the children of future years, provided they're not like integrated with AI fingers in some weird way. We've reached quite a future already, and it's interesting to see where it's going to go. So again, thank you guys so much. Any questions, any comments, any suggestions? My DMs are open on Discord, but you got to be my friend on Twitter, and you can reach me there at jamstarx. Jamjamart.net is my website. I got plenty of great art there. You can see all the things I'm doing. If you want to drop a donation, you can hit $jamjamart. Thank you, Scorchio, for the name tag thing. And if that doesn't work, just ping me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't go sending money to random wallets. So that's all. I'm gonna just keep rambling. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Whoa. Oh, wait. It's going down in the chat. Snap. Thank you. Oh, snap. Yeah, I'm also doing a Twitter giveaway. So go retweet my my gambling New York bat. I minted too many on object.com, and I was like, I don't want to burn these. I can give them away. And so, yeah, I'm giving away 15 NFTs. I like giving away stuff. I also like making money, but I also like giving away stuff because I'm just creating nonstop. So go enter that test, that contest, and thank you all so much for your time. Peace. Just gonna drop this bad boy.
Enjoy your break.
Thank you. I will. And then I'll send you the files here like tomorrow. Okay. Okay. I will. Thank you. I can count on you for saying that. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I'm gonna get some rest now. I'll speak to you soon.